how the legacy of Trump's presidency may resurface in the 2024 election. As the 2024 election looms, the aftermath of the January 2021 Capitol attack continues to cast a long shadow. While Republican voters appear ready to move past it, the memories linger for Democrats and crucial independent voters. The upcoming autumn debates and legal challenges faced by Mr. Trump introduce uncertainty into the political landscape, raising questions about the potential resurgence of past actions and their impact on the election. We're just months away from the Democratic and Republican conventions, marking the official unveiling of each party's presidential nominee. The 2024 election appears predetermined with a unique twist: Joe Biden and Donald Trump facing off in a historic rematch. According to Todd Belt, a politics professor at George Washington University, having two former presidents in the race changes its dynamics, turning it into a comparison rather than a mere referendum on the incumbent. Sean Spicer, former press secretary for Trump, emphasizes that the contrast is straightforward for those who benefited from Trump's policies. Both campaigns, however, grapple with vulnerabilities, with Trump aiming to deflect attention from his weaknesses and Biden striving to showcase his achievements and campaign vigor. Susan Estrich, a Democratic analyst, notes the unusual strategy of portraying a well-known opponent as a significant risk. The impending rematch, though unpopular among Americans, appears almost certain, with Mr. Biden's approval ratings in precarious territory for an incumbent. Public perceptions of Mr. Trump also remain negative. Despite national polls suggesting a tight race, the outcome will hinge on a handful of states due to the Electoral College system. Crucial battlegrounds include Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan in the Rust Belt, along with Arizona and Georgia, flipped by Biden in 2020. Nevada is a toss-up, but its smaller population diminishes its significance. Some previous battlegrounds, like Florida and North Carolina, trend Republican, while Virginia and Colorado lean more Democratic. The U.S. Electoral College operates by assigning each state a certain number of electoral votes based on its representation in Congress. These votes are then cast for the presidential candidate who wins the popular vote in that state. The candidate who secures a majority of the electoral votes, at least 270 out of 538, becomes the president. While national polls provide discussion material, the focus in elections narrows down to key states. Early polls a year before the election might not accurately predict the outcome, as seen in Mr. Trump's lead in some key states in November. In national elections, voters often prioritize economic factors. Despite positive overall economic indicators in 2024, including steady growth, low unemployment, and record stock market highs, voters still perceive their economic situation grimly, influenced by factors like high inflation and housing costs, impacting home sales negatively. At the Trump Victory Party in Iowa, large video screens highlighted the impact of rising home mortgage interest rates during the Biden administration, illustrating the increase in monthly home payments. Recent indicators provide some hope for Mr. Biden, with consumer confidence reaching its highest level since July 2021, and a decline in inflation and gas prices. Although there's time for voters to reassess their views on the American economy, the Biden campaign aims to shift focus to issues like abortion. The campaign seeks to attribute responsibility to Mr. Trump for the restrictions on abortion in numerous states. Since the Supreme Court, with 3 Trump-appointed justices, overturned a 50-year precedent protecting abortion rights, Democrats have gained momentum on the issue. Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris held a campaign event in Northern Virginia specifically addressing abortion, which Susan Estrich notes has proven to be a more powerful issue than initially anticipated, consistently winning in ballots where pro-choice positions were on the line. As Democrats focus on elevating abortion as a key electoral issue, Mr. Trump and conservatives are expected to emphasize immigration. December witnessed a record-breaking surge in border crossings, reaching 249,785 arrests on the Mexican border, an increase of 31% from November and 13% from December 2022. This substantial influx of undocumented migrants and asylum seekers has strained government processing facilities and social service programs in distant major cities. Immigration ranks as the top issue for much of Mr. Trump's base, causing division among Democrats and creating a source of weakness for President Biden. Despite attempts to address the issue in Congress, success has been elusive, with Mr. Trump pressuring Republicans to block compromise legislation until after the election. Sean Spicer asserts that the Biden administration has lost the argument on safety and security at the southern border, declaring it to be over. Various issues could impact the upcoming presidential race, such as U.S. crime rates, the environment, climate change, and foreign policy. The ongoing Gaza war may pose a challenge for Mr. Biden due to discontent among some Democrats over the administration's support for Israel, particularly concerning younger voters whose turnout could be decisive in November. With the longest general election campaign in recent memory, there's ample time for unforeseen events. The advanced ages of both Mr. Biden, 81, and Mr. Trump, 77, raise the possibility of incidents that could question their health and fitness occurring at any time. The autumn presidential debates will closely scrutinize the energy and composure of both candidates, with age notably affecting perceptions of Biden. Susan Estrich highlights the question of whether Trump will exhibit signs of aging during the debates. Amidst dissatisfaction with major party options, the potential for a third party or independent candidate to emerge is heightened. Robert Kennedy Jr., an anti-vaccine activist, is already running, albeit in one state. The No Labels group, backed by deep-pocketed donors, might also field a candidate. Trump's legal challenges, facing 91 charges and 4 criminal trials, could influence the race. While indictments have boosted his standing among Republicans, a criminal conviction may alter perceptions. A New Hampshire Republican primary exit poll indicates that 42% believe Trump would be unfit for office if found guilty. The timing of Trump's trials, tentatively scheduled for March and April, remains uncertain, and the spectacle of him in the defendant's dock could impact public opinion. The lingering scar from the January 2021 Capitol attack, with Trump accused of incitement, adds another layer of complexity to the race. Republican voters seem willing to move past the events of the January 2021 Capitol attack, but Democrats and potentially independent voters crucial in deciding the election still vividly remember the trauma. The way the first Trump presidency concluded, whether through actions taken by Mr. Biden and the Democrats or courtroom drama, has the potential to resurface and haunt the former president as the election unfolds. The lingering impact of those past actions remains a factor in shaping voter sentiments. Conclusion: the trauma of the Capitol attack remains a poignant memory for many Americans, and its resonance could play a pivotal role in the 2024 election. Whether invoked by Mr. Biden and the Democrats or through courtroom drama surrounding Trump's legal challenges, the specter of the first Trump presidency's conclusion may resurface and influence voters' perceptions. As the nation braces for a contentious election season, the echoes of past events add an extra layer of complexity to the political landscape.